Hi, I'm Stone,
And I'm Sky.
and this is Pacific Coast Hiking.
And you guys made it to our very first stream.
hmm We went on two great hikes. I went
hmm
through the San Juan Loop Trail in sunny California.
hmm I went on this trail called the Beaver Lake Trail. Unfortunately, it's not really a lake. It's more of a marsh, and even then, it's so overgrown you can't even really see the marsh. But it is incredible to walk through. So
So let's kick it to our first article, I guess.
we're all learning right now. Okay, so forgive us. We're learning. Yeah. So our first article. I'm sure all of you, by the time this comes out, have heard about how bad quality the New York air has been.
I shouldn't be smiling while he's talking about that.
Smiling.
I'm nervous.
Anyways, we don't like the East Coast because they make fun of us for the
Speak for
wildfires.
yourself. I'm fine with my East Coast people.
I'm not fine with the East Coast. All right, fight. No, I'm fine. You guys are fine. I gotta remember to look at the camera. Anyways, back to the New York air quality. It is unfortunately incredibly bad. Being from California, though, we have seen much worse.
Yeah, well, I mean about the same.
As you can
Actually,
see,
that's kind of worse.
this is New York at the moment. Yeah, forgive the jittery graininess. Look, that is what New York is looking like right now. And the worst day on record, the air quality index for the city reached 405 out of 500.
My God.
500 being toxic. So it was getting up there. And apparently the air quality has gone down way more recently. It's still pretty bad, but people can return to normal life. Across the New York landmarks, they were completely shrouded with smoke, and the skies glowed an eerie bright orange. Gave the resemblance of Mars. No, this is not Mars, the National Weather Service treated. Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
the
anyways,
videos
yeah,
from the
that's
rovers look pretty good.
That is true. The videos from the rovers do look pretty good. Well, there you go, guys. That's what New York's going through right now. And like I said, by the time you guys see this, it's probably going to be all back to normal. But I know there's some conspiracy theories and such on how it started, but let's just shed a tear for the wildlife that's getting affected by this. On to our hikes, right, David?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So, who wants to go first? You want to go first?
Sure.
Or do you want me to go first? Okay.
I'll go first. So I did the San Juan Loop Trail through the Ortega Mountains in beautiful Southern California. You start off at this little elevated area and you walk down the hill. I passed one person coming back up. And
It's at a time where it's really like the water's really flowing, so it's surprising there was only one person.
yeah.
It was on a Sunday too, right?
There were a lot more people that I encountered, but just
Oh.
starting off.
Okay.
Yeah. You follow that along a little bit, and you wind up next to a little stream. Then it gradually turns into a river. About half a mile in, there is a beautiful picnic area, just covered in foliage. Then you go a bit further up, there is a beautiful little beach area. Honestly, I was thinking about bringing a couple chairs back there and just hanging out for the day. And about 1.5 miles out, you are going up this hill and you have this beautiful lookout over the canyon that the waterfall's going through. You could just hear it off in the distance. You see all the green trees. You know all that water's there.
I bet it was very lush from all the water.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, that's great. That is great. And there's a clip on our YouTube channel, on our YouTube Shorts, of
Mm,
you with your hand, like kind of going in the side of a waterfall. How'd you get that
mm.
shot? Did you climb up the side?
Yeah.
You
Um,
climbed up the side?
so there's once you get to the top of that hill, there is a little path down to the waterfall. And I was wearing my sandals, so I just went for it, walked in.
Oh, but you have special hiking sandals, right?
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
them off of Amazon. They were what I think the recommended option.
We always go
Um,
for Amazon's recommended option.
yeah. Oh, disclosure, we both work at Amazon.
Yes, disclosure, we do work at Amazon, but no promo.
But
No promo.
yeah, so the water is freezing cold, and
Hmm.
I'm like, screw it, I'm going down because there
Yeah.
is this little tree area. We actually stopped there on the last way through, and you know, few of the falls, like the one where I stuck my hand in, and the
Hmm.
one where I'm kind of standing on the side of it, were absolutely deafening. It really doesn't come through in the video.
Really? So
Yeah.
loud, I can imagine.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, so I climb back up and I'm on my way back to the car. And I notice my arm's a little bit itchy. I just kind of brush it off because I figure I got like some dirt or something on it.
Yeah.
Then I
What'd you
kind of
get on
glance
it?
down
This
and I
doesn't sound
see
good.
some black stuff. And I don't think about it. I just brush it off. And it's still kind of itchy. I look down for like real this time, and I am covered in these little black worms. Uh,
Ugh,
I start
gosh,
freaking
so
out.
what was your first thought? My first thought would be leeches.
My first thought was this thing's gonna try and crawl inside me.
That was always our first fear, right?
So I am like 5 minutes away from the car. I am speed walking now. And I get
Would
to
you
my
say
car, I
running at
look
some
around.
point?
No, I don't want to look like weird.
Okay.
So I brush off as many as I can, and I get to my car. I look around, make sure the parking lot's clear. I take my clothes off, just check everywhere.
Right.
They were only on the clothes, as far as I could tell.
Oh, well, that's good. Thank God.
But I wound up driving all the way home in my underwear.
What did you like? As soon as you got home, straight in the shower.
Yep.
I can imagine. Straight in the shower, I would go.
My mom was sitting in the living room. I just ran straight past.
I bet she's like, "How was your hike?" And you're like, "It's good."
Just said, "I've got worms on me."
I've got worms on me. Well, we have video of we have footage of the hike.
Yeah. Oh, and I do have video of the worm. I should really post that.
Oh, you took a video of the worms?
Yeah, it's only like 4 seconds.
I mean, definitely interesting.
I should have mentioned, I found out, I was Googling furiously in the shower.
You were Googling in the shower.
Yeah. Phone's waterproof. I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, it is fine. That was a while ago, right?
Yeah. But I found out that they're called ice worms, and apparently they actually melt in temperatures of 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my! So that water was cold.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh my!
And they're not harmful to humans at all.
Okay, good. They're just kind of a little gross.
Mm.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm sorry you had to experience getting covered in worms.
Yeah.
My first thought would definitely be leeches. Yeah. Oh, I would do it again. That sounds beautiful. Last time when we originally went, me and him, wasn't nearly as much water as when he just went. So I'm a
And we
little
went
jealous.
around the same time.
Yeah, it's just there was a lot of rain this year. That's why.
Yeah.
All right, so we have clips. You want to show your clips?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Tell us what's
So
going on here.
everywhere else in California, the leaves are starting to die now. All the fields have turned into gold.
There's not all this lush greenery.
No, but out here in the mountains, it is just as vibrant as ever.
I mean, you can hear the water running right there. It
Mhm.
sounds beautiful.
And that is the water coming from the waterfall.
Oh, wow. That is loud.
Oh, that's the freeway. Unfortunately, you're running
Yeah.
right next to it at some points.
You can hear the waterfall all the way over here. And I'm assuming this is like more
Yeah.
towards the beginning of the trail since it's quieter.
Yeah. You're really just following the waterfall for most of it.
Wow. So just the closer you get, the louder it is. So the closer you know you are.
Yeah.
I like this long form,
Oh.
like skinny trail.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are the forks you were talking about?
Yeah. So the Chiquita Trail is about 9 miles long, so I didn't take it. And here's
how long
the
is
little beach area.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, this is such a nice little area.
And I think
yeah.
there's some gold in the water. I'm not sure if it's just pyrite, but there are little flecks like everywhere.
Oh, wow.
There you can see the waterfall from above, all the little pools.
That's a pretty good shot.
Oh, thank you. And here I am just going through it.
And so I'm assuming this is when the ice worms start crawling on you.
Oh, no, actually, I think I have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, once I was like in the actual like street.
This is on our YouTube channel. It's on our YouTube shorts. And it is, that clip is not. Look at how stunning that is.
Yeah,
that is on the actual video. Well, there you have it. And that was a beautiful presentation, Stone.
Oh, well, thank you, Sky.
You're welcome. Now I guess we're going to get started on mine. Yes, I'll tell you about mine. So, we went to a trail called Beaver Lake Trail. The name is completely misleading. There is no lake. It is a marsh. It is a heavily covered in green marsh. Okay? There is so much plants and overgrown that you can't even tell there's water under there. It's teeming with life. There's tons of frogs, tons of dragonflies, tons of butterflies. We saw an ant colony aphid farm. I don't know if you ever heard about that. But basically, ants will farm aphids because they secrete a milky, sweet substance. And they'll basically take that and eat that. So, in return of farming the aphids, they protect them from other people and insects that want to eat them or hurt them.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, really cool. And so when you first get there, there is two main trails. There's one front main one, and then there's one to the side. And once you go down the one front main one that I went down, there is an offshoot of like 12 different trails. I mean, they're varying in lengths. The one I went was like 1.5 miles long. We didn't even get all the way till the end because it started getting really heavily wooded. There's another one that is 12 miles long. There was another one that was 6 miles long. It's called Lord Hill Regional Park, and this regional park is just extensive for just being in the middle of Washington in not like a super well-known area. So you get there first, and first of all, there's a lot of bikers. So you will be sharing this trail with a lot of bikers. You can hear them coming from like 1/2 mile away though, because it's so quiet there. I mean, it's so peaceful.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we get there, and I walk through the first part, and already greeted by like overwhelming tall trees, completely lush. And you walk down this path that some areas it does get like thin, but then there's some areas that are wide. And it takes you to this fork in the road, which is the two main trails I was talking about. So when we got there, we took the left trail. And by the way, the All Trails does not do a good job at navigating you.
Oh.
They need to get their stuff together. It did not help at all. It kept telling us trails that weren't there. So we get down this trail and we come across the first thing I'd say I'd come across that was of significant notice was this tree that had insane amounts of cancer. Trees can get cancer, as far as in
Is it
case
lethal?
anyone didn't know. No, I think it can be lethal, but I think it would have to be really, really bad for it to be lethal. Don't get me wrong, this is really, really bad, and it's still alive and thriving. So, but in the video, you can see it is completely covered in bumps, growths, all different kinds of things. And those bumps and growths are basically what the cancer is. And it's really weird seeing on a tree, but it makes the tree look really cool, almost like mystical, like, you know?
Yeah.
And so it really adds to the aesthetic of the forest. And then when you walk down the trail further, there's like bridges that line the path, which are just these really cute little wood trails. Keep in mind though, you are in the backyard of some people's houses for like once or twice in the trail. Yeah, you can see their backyard and like their house. But it's only at the beginning and it's for like one tiny part, two tiny parts. So it's not that big a deal. Though you don't hear any cars. It's not near a highway or anything. It's so quiet. You hear the birds. So you keep walking over these trails. We saw this one tree that was completely like fallen apart, but it was like a massive base. You could walk in the middle of the base and just sit in it. And I got a video. It was like raining pollen, kind of. So it like kind of looked like all like, yeah, it was raining pollen. So it kind of looked like all these fluffy little, which I know that sounds awful for some people with allergies, but it looked like this fluffy little like movie scene. Honestly, it was so pretty. And then we have been on this trail before, and we originally went and we saw this one part called Little Froggy Pond, and there was a sign and everything. And it was like all drawn on. And we came back this time and the sign was gone. We still found the Little Froggy Pond. But somebody removed the sign.
That's sad.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get any frogs on camera because as soon as I would look towards them, they'd go underwater. So I really tried, but I couldn't get any. But you can see like plenty of, the mosquitoes were in full force. So please bring bug repellent because there is a lot of mosquitoes, especially up here in Washington where it's very moist.
Oh, that's actually a good idea down here too. We've got apparently a big tick problem this year.
Ooh, big tick problem. That does not sound good. So, yeah. And after Little Froggy Pond, when you keep walking, my partner actually found a little offshoot that I didn't even see. Which was like this really thin, overgrown trail that's only like it's only like 400 feet long, and it takes you to this meadow that is completely silent.
Oh,
this meadow is like the marsh meadow. You can't see it. It's one of those where it's like so much greenery and so far that you can't even tell how close or far away. And
wow,
it was like
so beautiful.
Yeah, we just sat there and like watch the peaceful, listen to nothing, and watch the peaceful grass sway in the wind, and just took it in. There was some really pretty flowers hanging like on the way to the little meadow area, and that was great. And then after that, we walked for a bit further, saw that the trail just kept going, and it kind of had a weird end. They told us that there was a loop. There was no loop.
Oh.
So we just did an out and back.
Is that
so we
what
just turned around and walked back. Yeah, All Trails was saying it was a loop. It was not a loop. So we just did an all out and back, walked back on our way back. Um, almost fell in a snake hole. Didn't record that. Yeah, there was a giant hole on the trail. Very scary. But and we saw 2 people on horses, which was really cool because
Oh,
it's
wow.
also a horse trail. Yeah, and it was really cool hearing the horses ride away because their hoofs are extremely loud. So, but yeah, and I have some footage that I could show
Okay,
if
let's
you
get
so
to it.
please. So, this is the trail. This is the beginning. It's lush and it's green, and I absolutely love it. The trees are tall and breathtaking, and excuse my mumbling in the background that you'll hear throughout this video. But basically, you walk in, and here it's a slight decline. So it won't be hard on your legs or anything. It's a very easy trail to do.
That's good. Do you know the
Yeah.
elevation gain?
I'd have to check all trails, but it couldn't have been more than like 100 feet. It was very flat. Oh, okay. So
Oh.
see, this is the tree that I was talking about that had the
Wow.
severe form of cancers. You see all those nodules and all those bumps?
Those
Yeah.
do look really neat.
It does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
You know, it kind of reminds me of like a wand. As weird as that is. I mean, you could just see how green everything is.
Oh, and the ground sounds soft too.
Oh, the ground is very soft. Oh, I love this little area because the tree bent completely over the trail, so it kind of looked like a little path. This is a long form shot I took of the trail. I thought that would be a great thing to get.
Wow.
Like, I think it's like a solid like 40 seconds of just walking the trail, just admiring all the greenery. Do you like that tree that fell that's completely sideways?
Oh yeah.
That's the end. That's the end. That was my trail. I would give that trail, if I had to rate it 1 to 10 out of all the trails I've been on so far, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Definitely beautiful, but I've seen some more breathtaking stuff, and I hope to be showing you in the future some more breathtaking stuff. Is that all right, Stone?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What's your takeaway? What would you rate your trail?
I actually don't have too much to compare it to. I don't really like that it ran so close to the highway.
Okay.
But there were a lot of flowers, a lot of water, and a lot of fun.
Good amount of parking or not a good amount of parking?
Oh yeah, the parking situation was actually really nice. You need the adventure pass for parking in the state forest. It's right next to the parking lot the trailhead is. And
mine as well.
Yeah. And I think that I'd rate it about a 6 out of 10.
Nice. All right. Well, that's great. I'm glad we got to finally go on our hikes and talk about them with these people. Do you want to do a closing article?
Yeah.
Yeah? So...
You have that one about birdsong?
Yeah, so... They did a study, I'm sure they've done multiple studies on this because it's just true, that suggests visits to places with wildlife noise, bird life noise. It is literally therapeutic. So they did a control study and they played bird noises. So they got a study of a lot of people who had depression. They had one group that took medicine, their normal prescribed medicine, and didn't get played the bird music. And they reported little to no change in their mood. The other group, which did receive the bird music as prescribed, so what they had them do was put headphones in and go to sleep every night while listening to bird noises. They explained a heightened mood, They said they felt better in the morning. They said they felt more energy in the morning, which we all know when you feel better, the more energy you just have inherently. So they're actually thinking of making this a actual like prescribed an actual prescribed treatment plan for people who are battling untreatable depression, basically.
Wow.
Trying to do everything. Yeah. And if you're feeling a little down and you think, man, I love the sound of birds, just go on YouTube and look up a video of birds singing, and maybe that'll help boost your mood. Yeah.
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 That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I don't have anything else other than that. Honestly, that concludes our first stream, I feel like.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Thank you guys for being here with us.
Hope you had a good time, and we hope you come back. We'll be
remember
here
to check
every
out
other week.
Yeah, every other week. Remember to check out our socials: Stone and Sky Pod on YouTube, Stone and Sky Pod on TikTok. We have a website, right?
Yes. That'll be linked.
Website will be linked. We have an Instagram, Stone and Sky Pod. You get the gist. Same with our Facebook page. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. And
and subreddit.
Oh, and we have a subreddit. Look at this. He's on so many things. Oh, and we're on Rumble too, even though that's like a new thing. But all right. And I'm sure we're going to be on Spotify and everything. We'll upload it all.
Yeah.
We'll upload everything. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Okay. Bye.
Until next time.
Until next time.